You're standing in my entryway. Today we're gonna do the next installment of the Declutter Your Entire House in 2024 challenge. I will have the playlist linked down below if you've missed some of those videos. I love decluttering the entryway as part of the beginning phases of decluttering your home because it's the first space that guests see when they walk through your door. And if you come through your front door, you see it all the time. Whether or not you walk through the front door, you're walking through your entryway all day long. And walking next to or through an area that is beautifully decluttered, you are going to feel motivated every single time you walk through this area and you're like, man, this feels so nice. I have designated this space as a clutter-free zone. No one's allowed to pile up their school books, their toys, and leave them there. That is not what this space is for. So let me just kind of show you how I've set up my entryway and how we kind of use it as a functioning space. And you might be kind of surprised at something that I do. It's actually something that I don't recommend you do, but I do it myself. Totally guilty. In my entryway, I have this little end table, really just very, very basic. I have this for when people come over and they need somewhere to set their keys. So this is functioning storage. I like having a place where those things can be contained. I have not done any this is all just off the cuff, guys. I don't know what I'm gonna find in here. So we've got Pokemon cards, a cord, a charger for something I have no idea what, and I will tell you exactly what this is. So for Christmas, my son got one of those little hoverboard scooter things where he can actually zip around the neighborhood. This is the flag that goes on it. He hasn't been riding it much because the weather hasn't been great. I would never, ever in a million years think to look for the safety flag for that little scooter in the entryway dresser. Ever, never, never. So that means this is out of place. If I would not look for it here first, it does not belong. That's another Dana K. White that I think is absolutely genius. I'm gonna ask my kids if they actually want these cards. If they don't, they're going in the garbage. And then I have to figure out what this goes to. Another question for my family. So instead of putting these things back in the drawer for me to forget about, I'm actually going to bug myself to death and set these on the dresser, right where they're gonna be an eyesore and drive me crazy, but I will remember to ask my family about them. Next drawer, again, I haven't looked inside. Okay, so we have wipes, which I knew those were in here. Guess what? I sold all of my little Bath & Body Works refills, so I should not still have this. I decided not to diffuse synthetic plugins anymore. So why do I have this? I need to put that in the trash. More cards. These are not Pokemon. These are something else, but they do not belong in here. Put in here to drive ourselves crazy and ask the kids. Put this in here as well. The wipes can go back. I like those to be in there. And then let's take this to the garbage right now. Okay, here's my confession moment. I used to recommend to you that you have a basket at the bottom and the top of your stairs, just for things that need to be either taken up or down, relocated, thinking it makes it so nice and convenient. Okay, this thing is full of, there's a Christmas ornament in here. This is not a great system, at least for me, because I use this as an excuse not to actually relocate items. In my mind, if I put it in the basket, the item has been taken care of, and I let this thing fill up, and then it's stuff that I wouldn't know to look for here. This is not its permanent home, obviously, but for some reason in my mind, I put it in here and I'm like, check, done. I've put the item away. When we go to decorate the Christmas tree next year, I will be like, where is the other 12 days of Christmas ornament? Totally forgetting or not even knowing that it's in here. We have some soccer stuff. Guess what? We have a designated soccer bin upstairs in the boys' room. These soccer shin guards don't need to be down here. The cleats, no, they need to go in the other spot. Okay, these little outdoor working gloves. Would my husband or kids or me think to look for the glove in the entryway basket? 100% no. The only thing that I see in here that I would actually think to look in this basket for is the dog leash. Therefore, that is the only thing that I am going to leave inside this basket. Absolutely everything else gets relocated right now. I have just thrown a little blanket in this basket to kind of make it look pretty. The blanket has also kind of hidden the clutter from me. That's embarrassing, but it hopefully is also relatable. I do this stuff too. All of that stuff that I just showed you from my entryway was hidden clutter. This is so deceiving because I walk through my entryway every single day thinking it looks great. I am at peace, but I will not be at peace when my son is frantically looking for his soccer stuff, or he wants to take his little hoverboard scooter majig outside and we have no safety flag. So hidden clutter is no joke. You have to be so aware of it. You have to open that drawer. You have to lift up that blanket. You've got to look inside those sneaky hidden places. I also want to talk about decluttering shoes. My husband was so sweet the other day. He kind of got frustrated, and this happens every now and then. He will just kind of have a freak out moment where he's like, what is going on? This space is out of control, and the shoes were a problem. Overflowing, overspilling. If a space is hard to maintain, that means you've got too much in it. So he was noticing this, and there was no way I was gonna stop him from decluttering this space. Thank you, honey. Okay, I'm gonna flip you around and show you what we've got going on. Door organizer here, which I have been using for years. I love using shoe organizers in the entryway closet. These are great for hats and gloves in the winter time. I even have some shoe care stuff in here, some shoe polish, anything related to shoes. Like if we have shoelaces, I will put them here. This is a great place. If my son doesn't want to store his cleats upstairs because he feels like it's too big of a hassle, we'll put them here. But I want to go through here. Look, these don't go here. And the Christmas puzzles need to go downstairs in the Christmas stuff. This hat does not fit my daughter anymore. I have since bought her a new one that fits her. And then my kids play with this bowling game down here in the entryway. That makes total sense to have here. Now I have a couple of card sets that came from my husband's work party that we've had up here for months, and we've never gotten them out. It's because we already have enough cards that we've broken in and that we play with. These can go to the Goodwill. So for now, this area doesn't need tons of attention, just a couple things, but let's rewind back to my old apartment where I had to do a shoe purge. Here is my shoe setup a few years ago when we lived in an apartment, and it's just an absolute mess. I still have the over-the-door shoe organizer, but I obviously have way too many shoes to the point where they're spilling out over this bucket. So the thing that I recommend doing when you're decluttering shoes is to gather up every single shoe in your home and make separate piles for each family member. We had a ton of socks in this little bin. I'm gonna take care of those in a minute, but this is my favorite way to go through shoes. And sometimes I will just notice, oh my gosh, these have a hole, these are outgrown, and I'll just set them in the donation, or if they're really bad, I'll throw them away or recycle them. But I have found that if you're really intentionally going about decluttering the shoes, making piles for each family member is perfect. And you'll see, oh, we have 2 shoes that look really, really similar, or so-and-so has 3 pairs of tennis shoes, we only need 1. Now, however many shoes that you want to keep, obviously up to you, but I think it's really nice to just have a few pair. I like having a pair of tennis shoes, a pair of flip-flops, a pair of winter boots, and a pair of dress shoes, like for church. I couldn't think of that last one. So we try and scale down our shoes. My husband is actually the one with the most shoes by far in the family. So in this case, you see I'm packing up his for him to go through. I'm not going to have me make a bad decision for him. Get rid of something that he's going to resent me for later. But I like having the kids try on their shoes sometimes. It can be really helpful. But this is one of those jobs that is a lot quicker than you think it's going to be. It only takes really about 10 minutes. and I'm always amazed at how much I can get rid of and how few shoes we really need. Our current setup in our house is we have no mudroom. We actually come through the garage right here in the kitchen. And as you can see, there is nowhere to put the shoes. So for the longest time, I battled the shoe situation. Take your shoes to the entryway. Take them to that coat closet where we have those bins and the little shoe organizer. It was like too much work for my family to carry the shoes across the house. I did not feel like that was a hill I wanted to die on. I set up a little shoe basket in the kitchen. Is this my favorite situation? Absolutely not. But it is going along with what my family is doing, used to doing, and wants to do, which is leave their shoes in the kitchen. So create systems that make sense for your family, your phase of life. These are not hills I don't think anybody should be dying on. It's just not worth the hassle, the fight, in my opinion. So I am going to always have a shoe basket in my kitchen if I don't have a mudroom. And that's just how it has to be. We don't need a new house. We don't need to move. We just need to find a solution that works in the house we're in now. What area are you struggling to declutter right now? Or are you just struggling with motivation in general? Let me know in a comment down below. I am here to help. Thanks for being here today, and I'll catch you soon. And just a tip, anything that you're going to be actually decluttering, take it to the back of the car right now. Do not hesitate on this one, or else this stuff is gonna end up right back where it started. So this is a lesson I've learned the hard way. You've got to take this stuff to your car right now, just like you have to relocate stuff on the spot ideally, or else it's just gonna end up right back where it was.